I'm ready.
Okay. What is up, and welcome back again, dear listeners, to another episode of Manifested Drama, a podcast for the single mom hustling for her herd, the married mom of multiples trying her damnedest to get her youngest to calm the fuck down, and the divorcee diva who is living the good life on her ex husband's alimonial dime. My name is Amy.
I'm Missy.
On today's podcast, we take a look at the impact that Tay Trav is having on
Nice.
literally everything. I got another one.
Mm.
Kelly Clarkson gets a big win against her bastard ex-hubby, Brandon Blackstock. Felicity Huffman explains she's a good mom, which is why she went to prison. And cops say they've had it with Tiffany Haddish and her drinking issues. And we have a real talk about real life living paycheck to paycheck. All of this, including everything we hate, and we will check in with each other and make sure life still sucks. Ladies and gentlemen, grab a cocktail and settle in for another episode of Manifested Drama.
Oh, that was good. So good.
Thanks,
Wait,
man.
who's the divorcee? Do we have a third person I don't know about?
No, well, I'm a
Okay.
divorcee, but I'm not living on my,
Yeah. I
on
was
the
like, oh,
alimonial dime.
okay. I'm from there. So, yeah. So, move to Kansas and then you can just buy a house. I'm just
My
saying.
industry does not exist there.
Find a new dream.
No, I'm living my weed dream.
I just like that you're like doing something that makes you happy. Like that makes me super happy for you because that's such a rare thing, like especially, nobody's getting to live their dream anymore except for rich people, and we are not them. That's for sure.
No, I wish my dream pay. I mean, I make good money. Like I said, I've never made more money than what I'm making
Yeah.
now. I just wish that it was livable. I wish
Yeah.
that
Well, a lot
I
of it
just,
too is where you live too, because the Phoenix area
it's an
is just
expensive area.
so fucking expensive. Where I live here in Kansas, where the town that we are in is like an upper middle class,
Echelon.
not upper echelon, because we're not living by the golf course, which there's a whole, I guess I'll put that in my what Derby Kansas, like the Karens are complaining about, and explain the whole golf course living thing, because it's actually kind of funny.
Okay.
Yeah. But speaking of rich people problems,
They have a lot.
they have a lot. So Kelly Clarkson, our girl Kelly Clarkson, I love Kelly Clarkson.
I used to not like her, but I also dated somebody that like kind of tainted my opinion about her because he went to high school with her.
Oh yeah.
But he said that she was just like a total bitch, like a total like choir girl, this like, and I guess I could have seen it, but
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, it was just like, I thought about it, was just like, bitch, she's on TV and you're not. You're both from Burleson and you're in your feels about it. And yeah. So
do you want to hear
I like her now.
I like her as an artist. I like her as a talk show host. I too worked with somebody who worked with Kelly Clarkson from Burleson at a movie theater and had the same opinion as your ex. That she was bitchy and stuck up and thought her shit didn't stink and all of that stuff. But I think that's that, how like Demi Lovato and like Jessica Simpson, they're like, oh, I was picked on, blah, 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 blah. Like we have a friend that she is from Shakota, Oklahoma, which is where Carrie Underwood is from, right? And she's like, yeah, she just thought she was hot shit. I guess she showed us, didn't she? She's like, she showed us.
She sure did.
So yeah, because
I told you.
Yeah, but now that I'm 40 something, and it's the same thing where we hated Britney Spears because she was famous. We hated Kelly Clarkson because she was from Burleson, Texas. We're calling it Kid Craddock in the Morning Show. Yell at her dogs like Rhonda when they would get out of the fence,
Yeah, I'm just like, bitch, I can sing too. And I can't sing like Kelly Clarkson.
You could. You could. If you wanted to, like if you like if you did the work, you could. Amy's got pipes. Amy's got pipes. Don't let her humble her ass. Like bitch can sing. All right. We'll have you.
I just said I couldn't sing like Kelly. I mean,
you
I'm
could
just saying.
though. If you
she can do the whistle note. On my best day, I probably couldn't. Yes, she can.
Are you confusing her with Ariana Grande?
No, they both can do it.
I think you could if you wanted to. I think if you had vocal coaching,
Maybe. Yeah,
you
maybe.
could show fucking Carrie Underwood how hot shit you are. I'm just saying.
I can
I'm
sing
just
Carrie
saying.
Underwood a lot easier than I can sing Kelly Clarkson. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I think
Because
you're not
I'm,
giving yourself.
I'm that carpool karaoke diva.
Oh,
So
for
like
sure.
the windows are up, the volume is also all the way up.
I
So,
am too, and I sound just like Adele as long as nobody else is listening.
and you know what? You're the only one that's listening, so you're the only one that matters.
Exactly. Oh, I'm not a good singer. Like I have learned that I should not record myself singing because I'm ashamed of myself when I'm done. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about our girl Kelly Clarkson. So she got divorced. What was like 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah, something like that.
She got divorced. So she was married to Reba McEntire's stepson, who was
Stepson, yes.
also her manager. I think he was actually Reba's husband's her manager, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they got divorced and he got paid. He got
He got
paid.
lots of money. Yes, he did
He
get lots of
got
monies.
their ranch in Montana Valley. He gets child support even though she has the kids. They had a prenup, so I don't think that he gets alimony necessarily, but I know that he gets a shit ton of child support even though she has the fucking kids. Just blows my fucking mind.
That makes sense.
But she took him to court because he was unlawfully doing deals for her in California, which in California, you
Mm-hmm.
have to have a license to represent
Yes.
and manage people. You have to have a license and you can't do deals for money on their behalf. Has to be somebody you can't negotiate, none of that shit. It's kind of like with real estate. You have to have a license. He didn't have a license. So she
Yep.
sued him for
And he
doing this.
overcharged her for those
Yeah.
deals.
So he
Mm-hmm.
has to pay her like $2.6 million. And I'm like, good for fucking her.
Good
Good
for
for
her.
her. Because fuck that guy. He's gotten so much of her money for not doing anything. And I did see like
Not doing shit.
not all, yeah. Honestly, probably acting as her manager. It was probably like he had a grown up guiding him the whole way, you know?
Yeah, his dad.
Yeah, go sleep with Kelly so that way we can represent her, get her to marry, and then we'll control her career because she's a cash cow. She can
Yeah.
sing. She had a Vegas residency. She's got her talk show, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I do like how she changes the words to songs. So she had wrote her, what is that song that she sings to her dad? You know what song I'm talking about? Piece by Piece?
I guess I haven't heard that one.
Oh, go ahead and look it
I'll
up.
Google
It's
it.
but yeah, so there's like one where she's pregnant, I think, with her second one, and she's singing it on American Idol. And she stops and she cries because it's like, you'll never leave her like he left me. And then she has since
Oh,
changed
okay.
that song to I'll never leave them you like you left me. Like
Oh,
she's
wow.
changed it basically. But one thing she did change was CeeLo's FU song. Or no, not
Mm-hmm.
CeeLo. It's that ABCDEFU. I
Yeah.
think it's by Gail. Is that her name? Um, gosh, what is her name?
Let's see.
It's that
Nope,
A
that's
B
not it.
C D E F U and your friends and something, some of them, but not your dog or some
Okay.
shit like that.
Yeah, because you can't. Gail. Yeah, that's her name.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So
don't fuck the dog. The dog didn't do
no,
anything.
yeah, but she did change it, and I'm gonna pull it up on TikTok real quick. It's too loud.
That's good.
But I love that, like,
Yeah.
fuck you and your view from the valley I bought you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and fuck your dad. Like, that's just, I love that. And I love how, like, unapologetically she is about her weight and just coming into, like, her own as, like, a woman and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And I, like, you watch her show and it's like, I think if you're from Texas, you kind of know how, like, we can be, right? I was talking to my cousin about that today. Like, we're Texas women and we're gangster, right?
Yep.
And we don't give
We
a
are
fuck.
your ride or die until you give us a reason not to,
Yep.
and then fuck you. I've
Yeah.
put in everything, so you didn't, and I've got no time for you anymore.
And that's your
Yeah.
own loss. And I think too is like somebody from Texas, and Kevin probably will laugh because like some days I'm from Kansas, some days I'm from Texas. You just got to catch me on the right. But like we're very straightforward, most of us,
Mm-hmm.
with literally zero fucks given. And we're gonna talk because I was even talking about, we had our episode about the bullshit with the moms like a few weeks ago up here and everything. And one of the like girls that I was talking, she was like, I don't think you were talking shit. She was like, I listened to all of your stuff, and it was you were talking about how it affected you and your
Yeah.
family and what your son went through, and you never spoke even bad about the kid or the parents that much.
Yeah.
You just put it how, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, thank you, I feel very fucking validated. But I think that's that whole Texan girl in me was like, I'm unapologetically gonna fucking tell you how I feel. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
sugarcoat shit, and I'm not, and fuck your feelings. Fuck your
Yeah.
feelings. And she's
Well,
very
because
much in that
especially in
era.
that situation, because the people that were sounding off about it had absolutely nothing to do with the situation. So why do you even have an opinion,
Yep.
Karen? And yeah, and like your friend said, there was no mudslinging, there was no shit talking. It was very matter of fact. This is what happened. This is how it affected me and my kid.
Yeah.
And if you got a problem with that, well then fuck you. Get your own fucking podcast and talk shit about us.
Thank you. Yeah.
Do the thing that you say that we're doing that we're not, but go ahead and do that, and then you can be the bad person.
And I'll go listen to your podcast and give you listens because I love to
Mm-hmm.
hear about. I want to hear
And
about
we'll
me.
talk about it, and we will talk we'll talk about something that happened in our lives and how it affected us.
Yeah, that is what you do on a podcast. It was that meme. Did you see the meme that I shared the other day? That it was like, gosh, what the heck was it? Because it was very applicable to you and I and having a podcast. I was
Was it?
very
Oh
proud of it.
yeah, I did. I saw that. I forget what it said, but I was like, oh, that was for me.
Yeah. Hold on. It was everyone is fighting a battle you don't know about except me. I'm complaining loudly about my battle. Everybody knows about it. And I was like, and this is why we have a podcast. It is our like 2 hour a week therapy where we get to just spew our bullshit and spew our woes. And it's kind of cathartic to get it out. Maybe you should try it. Don't get a podcast. If you want to be on our podcast, let us know. We'll let you come spew your bullshit.
Yeah,
I think
for
that's
sure.
fair. Like we're equal opportunity bullshit complainers. And
Yeah.
mean girls and bullies.
Yeah, and
But
mean girls, for sure.
you know who wasn't a mean girl? Maybe she was. I don't know her life. Sandra Day O'Connor died. It's kind of like a
Yeah.
womp womp. Ruth Bader Ginsburg died too. Like it's just like poor our like stand up strong women are like everybody's
I know.
our childhood
But
is
Sandra Day
dying.
O'Connor, she hadn't been on the bench for a good while. But yeah, she was the very first woman ever appointed, not elected. I wish that they were elected, but yeah, it's really sad. Yeah, I would just like who's next? Like I
Yeah.
don't even want to say it because goddamn, that might just like send that voodoo out there.
Well, she was
Who's
93.
next?
She was
Yeah, 93.
93, born in 1930. It's not like she
She
didn't
lived.
live life. You have to think of somebody that was born in 1930 and like everything that they have seen
God.
throughout the years, because she was a teenager during World War II, saw the Vietnam War, saw the
Wow.
Korean War, saw,
Everything, literally everything.
like just the evolution of our company, or not our company, because we're not a company, we're our country, and just like the advent of technology, a lot of the indoor plumbing, because indoor plumbing honestly really wasn't a whole lot of a thing in the 20s, and going into thankfully the 40s we got some fucking flushing toilets and showers and shit. But I just think of it's like wild, and I wonder if we're gonna be that generation about the internet. I think I already am a little bit.
Oh,
Like
I
you
already
guys,
am.
you guys
I'm
don't
still
know.
pissed about all the toys that weren't around when I was a kid.
Yeah, like
Like we didn't have a fucking leapfrog. We had we played leapfrog,
yeah, I
and
think
we
of
were happy about it.
the camera phone, the evolution of the camera phone from when we had you didn't have a flip phone. You had a fucking Nokia brick to the flip phone to the camera phone, and not everybody had a camera phone. And then I was looking back because Facebook has memories, and I was like, man, I was really posting those shitty fucking pictures
Those
on my
grainy ass
oh my
blurry flip phone
everything looked fucking
Motorola phone pictures.
mine
Damn.
were like a Windows phone. It was not even like a fucking it wasn't a Razor. It was like a Motorola. It was like a Windows phone. So it was like
God.
everything it was just foggy. Everything was foggy and grainy. And I was like, man, these are memories I can't get back, but I don't
That
know
was
what's
our
happening here.
filter. We could have bad makeup and like be like, that was our filter.
But yeah, so I think that's going to be me when it comes to because my cousin and I were talking today about like being like friends. Nobody asked you, Siri. Being friends with our cousins on Facebook, and she's like, I'm not friends with XYZ, and I was like, I am friends with them, but only because I friended them when social media was first in its infancy and Facebook was first a thing. It was, MySpace and then Facebook back in the early aughts. Like you guys are so used to video podcast and vlogs and all of that shit. And it was like you were lucky.
It's just part of your normal everyday life. I
Yeah.
remember when YouTube started.
Yeah. I remember not wanting to watch YouTube and letting my kids watch YouTube because I didn't know how to protect them from inappropriate videos on YouTube. Like I didn't know how to, and I kind of sometimes still feel like a little bit, but now they just want to watch other people play video games. If you wanted to watch somebody else play video games back in the day, you had to go to their house. There wasn't a video happening of it.
You'd sit right next to them and just watch.
Yep. So yeah, Sandra Day O'Connor died December 1st. So RIP to her. Are we ready to get into our trailer talk?
Let's do it.
So, I don't know who does that Impact series. Do you know?
It's Dateline.
Okay, so Dateline did an Impact on.
It's like Dateline and TMZ had a baby. Because they had one on Lizzo, they've got one on the Kardashians, they had one on Britney, and they're quick on it too, man. They're quick on that trigger. It's like it's like almost as if this was all planned out, and they just got those just waiting to press upload. It
makes you wonder from what we hear.
The conspiracy theory.
But so they have one on Taylor and Travis, who, if you're not. I'm not even going to explain to you who Taylor and Travis are at this point.
If you don't know, you live under a rock and you're obviously happy there.
If you're listening to a 82% pop culture podcast and you don't know who Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are, that's the only bone that I'm going to give you. They had an Impact that came out last week, and I watched it because I have nothing else to do. And then I made Amy watch it because she has things to do, but she does what I tell her to.
That's every time.
Not all. Yeah.
I give it the first day of college orientation try.
Yeah, she still needs to watch The Office. I'm just gonna start sending her 10-second clips of The Office until I
that might work. That might actually work. Yeah.
I have nothing better to do. So they did one Taylor and Travis, and it kind of talked about the impact globally on how her concerts are such a boon for whatever city they're in. Economically, it's, shopping, hotels, restaurants, all of those, it gets jobs for people working at the stadiums, how she's such a revenue creator and she's a billionaire and everything. But now that like pop music has not married, but like the biggest pop star in the world essentially is now with a football player, which is, at least here in America, that's like almost the number one sport. I know they say baseball is America's pastime, but I feel like football is such a fucking thing here in the US that it's really done this spotlight. But I liked how they spent a lot of it not focusing on Taylor, but other athletes, players' wives. And really, I don't know who the hell she is, but she's apparently an influencer. But they spent a lot of time talking about her and her husband's marriage and her
the Saints player.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And, you know, she talked about how since the Saints is like an older team, they don't have a lot of drama and everything. But she's like, yes, absolutely. Like, I'm following their story. Are you kidding me? Of course I am,
Yeah.
you know. But like I said, I am a big fan. Like, I am here for those two. Like, I hope that they keep on keeping on, you know.
Yeah, I really am hopeful because one, I mean, I've always said I'm not a huge fan of her music just because of the genre of music. There
Mhm.
are some that I like, especially here lately. Like this last album has got some. I am really very intrigued by lyrics, and
And her
this
lyrics are
like
great.
her lyrics are great, especially on this particular album. Like, did you see my covert narcissism disguises altruism? Are you kidding me? Who the fuck says that? So it's when it tickles my ears, that's when I start
Yeah.
to pay attention. So I've paid attention, and more so to her older stuff, since like you can't get away from the YouTube videos, you can't get away from the Taylor references, you know.
Mhm.
But I like her because of what she stands for. I like that she plays and writes her own music, so I have a lot of more respect for her than say than let's say like
Brittany. Brittany.
a Britney, yeah, a
Yeah.
Britney. But as far as like an artist is concerned, I consider
Yeah.
Britney to be a performer. I think that
Yes.
Taylor is a musician. So
Yes.
take that
Agreed.
for what it is.
No, I
But
think
I
you're right though.
really I'm hoping that this is I hope that they do not let all the hype take over their relationship and just run it into the ground like I've been saying you all are going to do if you don't leave them the fuck alone. Let them
Yeah.
have their relationship.
I think she's kind of teaching him and his family. I think for his family, maybe it's a little bit uncomfortable, but I think that
Yeah.
like they blew up last year after the Super Bowl. Like there were
Mhm.
stories about Jason Kelsey. His wife was like, gosh, like gonna break her
I
water
really like
pregnant.
her. I
And
really like
they
her. She's
all of
so
the
funny.
stories about how, you know, they flew her OB to where the Super Bowl was in case she went into labor. There was such a and then with
Mhm.
their mom and all of that, they get such a spotlight on them anyways that it just kind of makes sense for now it to be about Travis's relationship because he was kind of really like unapologetically in the media, kind of sharing everything a la, you know, Brittany
Yeah,
Mahomes.
he did that reality
That
show
yeah,
Travis did, and it's a what are you laughing at?
Micah, come here. Hold on.
Is he naked?
No. Sit down in my chair, bud. You see what
Yeah!
happened? All right,
Yay!
go on,
Go
go
on
on,
get.
go on, get out of here. Are you stuck? All right.
He's stuck
Nobody
to the
cares about you.
chair.
Nobody cares. Bye. Love you. Yes, you're very cute in your hat. But anyways, you know, it's
Yeah,
not a
I do.
podcast without a visit to Micah because I don't do
No,
this. Yeah.
we gotta have a Micah appearance every single
Yeah.
time.
But I think but he's learning because you hear like interviews that he's doing, like he did a Wall Street Journal interview, just stuff that he's done on his podcast. He's like, I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna keep my private life private.
Good
And
for
I
him.
think he does says nothing but like she's and it's not about like how hot she is. It's not about the outside or anything. It's about how smart she is and how enriching she is and everything. And I feel like that's such a great compliment you could give to a woman
Yeah.
is like you're looking at like our the nougat like in the center. You're not just looking at the milk
Yeah.
chocolate on the outside,
Yeah, yeah,
you
she's
know?
hot. Duh. Everybody knows
Cool.
she's hot. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Tell me something I don't know.
And
Yeah,
I
I think that's awesome.
think that just speaks to and maybe I'm just reading into it because I just see snippets of shit that he says on the internet, but it's like obviously for him to be in the position that he is in where he could be just like a fuck boy, for
Mhm.
him to speak so highly and have so much respect for Taylor, for the other women that he has dated, to go on a reality show to Catching Kelsey is what it was called.
Mhm.
And he could have been a fuck boy on there, but I think his parents have raised him right, even you know
Yep.
having divorced parents, and I think that because he even talks about there's gosh what was that friggin' it's on Prime. It's like about like the road to like their Super Bowl and shit. He talks about because he and his brother went to the same college, and he was like fucking around and he was like flunking out basically, and he was like doing shit he wasn't supposed to do.
Yeah,
And
I
he
remember
talked
that.
about how like letting his family down had such an impact on him that it was like and I think that just means like that family's there. I really that's like the goals for my house, you know, is
Mm-hmm.
I hope that my children give a shit enough about making me proud, making each other proud, and just kind of upholding themselves to like a standard instead of being a fuckwad like society wants you to be, that we see the same results eventually. God, I freaking hope so.
Yeah.
Knock on fucking wood.
I
But
just don't want my kids to throw me in a home. That's
I want
my
a good
goal.
home. Can I get a good home? Not some shady pine stuff, but can I get a good
No,
home?
I want to live with them forever.
I want no. I don't no. I'm good. No, thank you. I'll go ahead and pass on that. I have like random shit. Like I was sticking a picture. Our friend Casey from Friendlies. I have random shit in my notes.
Casey.
So her daughter Olive,
A
she's
beautiful child.
the most beautiful. Okay, so she's curly. Like
She's Merida.
Mama is tall, curly blonde hair, beautiful.
Big
Her
eyes.
daughter is red. She's Merida
She's
from
Merida.
Brave.
Mhm.
I literally have my notes. How cute is he? She's her daughter. Like, let's talk about how pretty her kid is. Maybe we'll get her
Olive
and we'll
is
just
beautiful.
get her on here and we'll just like we just want to talk about how cute your kid is the whole time. That's all. My other thing that I have in notes is stuff that I want to talk about that maybe we'll have Melissa back on, but I have Melissa's alligator pet having dad. I think we need to talk about like she said when she was on our podcast that her dad had an alligator for a pet because he's a whole ass Cajun.
Oh my god. Oh, that's right, because
So,
she's from Houston, and I'm
yeah,
sorry about that.
yeah. So, but I had that in my notes was how cute is Casey's daughter. Let's talk about it. And Melissa's alligator having dad. Like that's just random shit. So I'm writing it down for autism parenting, and we'll go into that because especially I want to do it when he's not hovering, putting hats on my
Yeah.
head. Yes, sir. Who's crazy? You need to throw those
I was
underwear
crazy
away, boy.
once.
They
They
are.
locked me in a rubber room. It was
Those are
cold.
underwear. If
I
you got in
died.
an accident, I would
Then they
not want you
buried
to
me.
have those underwear
Then the
on your
worms
body.
came. I hate worms. They make me crazy.
Did you hear
Crazy?
anything I just said?
I was crazy once. No, I was doing my I was crazy once.
I was telling Micah to throw the underwear he had in his hand. I was like, if you get in an accident, you don't want to be wearing those.
Clean underwear.
No, they're clean, but they were like the holy, like all in the ass
Oh,
kind.
they're the
Yeah.
old, tattered, hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm obviously this is what happens when your sons do their own laundry is that you don't check their drawers often enough until they walk through the dining room fucking waving
In
that shit like
something
a
that
rally flag.
can't even be considered a G-string.
No,
Like, how is that staying on your ass, son? A hope and a
that was
prayer?
it was like a crotchless panty, but for the men's.
Oh no.
Yeah. He's stomping through.
Quit talking about me.
Hey, he's the one that kept coming over here. I don't know why he's wearing his Chiefs hat because we bought it over the summer, and I was like, I'll buy it if you wear it, and then
He's on the
we're buying
bandwagon.
hats, and he doesn't. Well, it's because we were talking about it. So because they're not playing, because Kevin's playing Madden, I think, and he's watching people play video games in my room because we make them disperse when I record. So, all right, that's on the docket. I'll write that down. Do you have
Okay.
anything you hate? What do you hate this week?
I hate the universe
Okay.
because the universe is having a laugh at our expense, and I'll tell you
Okay.
why. So you know that we have been waiting for the end of this whole workman's comp thing to happen. We've been waiting for a good long while.
Yeah.
And I get that. I really do get that it does take a while. Everything having to do with the legal system, you got to make sure all the the T's are crossed and all the lowercase J's are dotted. But when you are like holding on by your fingernails trying to keep your household together, and you've been told by your attorney multiple times, this is the last step before, we send it to the judge, and now we've signed it, we've notarized it, we've stamped it, we've sent it to the judge. 2 weeks, nothing. And then we get notification last week that the judge had COVID. Because of course the judge had COVID, because that's Murphy's Law. And so that just made me, it was just like, somebody is like pulling the strings and be like, oh, they've been through all of this, let's give the judge COVID. So it's just,
and we've been one thing, it's another.
Exactly. It's just like with the fucking car. So right now, this week, I hate the universe, because the universe apparently is drunk and decided that it would be fun to fuck with me a little bit more. And so, I hate the universe. It's
trying to teach you a lesson in patience, and you're
Listen,
like, I don't need to learn
you.
Patience.
I am as humble and I'm humiliated and as humble as I'm gonna get. So just gavel that shit so we can move on with our lives.
Yeah, like you can fucking gavel from home, you lazy fuck.
Seriously, it's called a Zoom call. It's not fucking hard.
I mean, I had COVID and I worked remote, so all I'm hearing is it's a man, probably, right?
Yeah, it's just whatever.
Well,
when I found out, I was just like, yeah, of course he had COVID.
Of course he would, yeah.
Exactly what should have happened. What's next? Next is going to be the other plague.
Then it's going to be something. Well, I was listening to the radio and I was hearing about how China has like some new random respiratory disease going around. I heard that.
I was like, oh no, you fucking don't. I was not
like,
staying home.
Christmas, please. Come on.
I have exactly one mask left. I am not spending any more money. I'll walk around like a damn Wild West bandit. I'll wear bandanas over my face. I'm not buying into the hype this time. If it didn't kill me the 2 times that I had it, then I'm invincible at this point.
Kevin
I can't afford to be
neck gaiters. He wore neck gaiters, which essentially you could just like cut off a sleeve and just wear it that way.
Did you know you can't wear those on an airplane?
No, because I don't fly.
Yeah, you can't wear those on an airplane. Found that out the hard way.
This last time, did you have to wear a mask when you flew to Florida?
No, I haven't had to wear a mask for a few times. I mean, it's been probably over a year since we've had to wear them in the airport. But the first time the kids flew, they were still. I mean, we were not in like mask mandates in the city, but the airport still was, and they have them for you. I mean, they're the size of a 5-year-old's face, but so they're like you're stretching it like this non-stretch
like when you have double chin, that didn't work.
Yeah. So Steven had a gaiter, and it was like one of the ones that just like you pull up like over your ears, and it's like covers your neck and all that. And they told him that was not appropriate, that he had to wear an actual mask that like covered his face. And I'm just like, we're at the airport. It's not like I can argue. So do you have any masks? And they're like, yeah, we sure do. I'm like, you guys should just hand these out at the front door. It's like,
definitely.
Obviously, this is the problem, because I knew there were 2 people behind us that also had gaiters on, and I happened to see them. We were walking out, and they were just like, "Yeah, we're gonna need them too." So I can't wear them. I don't know if they will ever go back to that. It's just, I'm not doing it.
I don't see where because I don't feel like masks. I don't think it helped, in all honesty. I really, really don't.
I think maybe the N95s probably would have been more of a protection, but nobody was wearing those because
people were not wearing this. Exactly. Yeah. Because Kevin wore neck gaiters. The boys, when they first went back to school here, they wore neck gaiters and then transitioned to masks. I got really, really lucky that I didn't have to wear a mask very often because I was home. And then I didn't really go anywhere. Good. And then when we moved up here, like it's nobody, because like the population is so small, that cases were so small, and there's so many people that are like my body, my choice, that they weren't wearing masks. And so I didn't wear a mask that often, but when I did, I was like, good God, Melissa, just can you brush your teeth better? I'm ashamed of us.
Yeah.
It would be like right after I would brush, and I'd be like, fuck, lady, what?
I wore a mask like pretty religiously, and I was pretty rigid about wearing them and making people in my family wear them because I did get it so badly the first
Yeah.
time, and I was scared of getting it again.
Yeah, I don't
But
blame you.
as time has gone by, I'm just like, if someone's gonna kill me, it might as well be COVID. Let's fucking go, man. Let's go, Thelma.
Yeah. We had it, like I said, we had a very mild case. Rylan had it worse than I did because they got dehydrated and they were just
Hmm.
laying there where I had to sit up and I worked while I had it because I
Well, you're a mom.
probably,
You're not allowed to be
well,
sick.
not only that, but I'm one of those dumbass employees that it's like I'll work because that's our generation has been ingrained in us that like even if you're missing a limb, like if your arm falls off, pick it up, put it in your purse, go back to your desk and work, you
Put a
know?
band-aid on that shit. Go back
It's
to work.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and I'm sure I mean I've since stopped smoking because I even caught it when I was still smoking, you know,
Me too.
and I think if anything, like I'm obese, a smoker, and I'm asthmatic. And
You have
I
all the
did it
stuff that COVID
I
likes.
I
Hmm.
didn't die, you know? And I think,
Yeah.
yes, it was bad for other people. Like you obviously you had a very, very, very bad case, but you're
Hmm.
a former smoker, you're
Yep.
obese, you know?
Hmm.
So you're taking 2
I
out of
have a
3.
tendency for I have a I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I contract respiratory, like
Mhm.
I've had pneumonia 4 times in my life.
Yeah.
I'm asthmatic. I get upper respiratory infections just by, like going outside during the cold snap. So I've got all the stuff that COVID
So you're
likes. So
already immunocompromised. And
yeah.
so that I mean, I think that not to mitigate like your case, like what you went through, but like you already had mitigating factors that were
Yeah.
you to catch it, you would have had such like a worse experience. Like if you have like a failing heart and you catch COVID,
Hmm.
you're gonna die from COVID most likely
You're
because you
gonna
already
have a bad
have
time.
yeah,
Hmm.
it's all of those underlying and I think that's one thing that wasn't taught enough by the media was like the underlying conditions of if you have COVID, if you get COVID and you have this. It was like,
Hmm.
no, everybody's gonna catch COVID and they're gonna die. You're gonna be perfectly
Yeah.
healthy and you're gonna die, you know? And
Yeah.
I think it was definitely overly used, and maybe it was the president at the time, um,
Hmm.
as like a fear mongering
Yeah.
thing, not to
The thing
downplay.
that irritated me the most was there was like a really blatant, like, I don't give a fuck about your underlying condition kind of
Mhm.
attitude. And for me, it was like, we're all in this boat together. For the
Yeah.
first time ever, we're all experiencing the same thing at the
Yes.
same time. And just because you are not fearful of getting it, and if you have it, you don't care if you have it, you don't have any symptoms. Well, if you give it to me and I take it home to my infirmed elderly grandmother
Yeah.
who has, has COPD and already is on oxygen, that is irresponsible on
Absolutely.
your part. So
Yeah.
it was an opportunity, I think, as us as humanity to kind of be a little more empathetic towards each other and maybe kind of
Yeah.
band together as a community,
Which
but
we were not.
it divided
Yeah.
us more. It was the
But
masks and the masks not. Yeah.
it was the media. I think that's the one thing that we are all fucking idiots that we don't pay
Yeah.
attention to the
But
bullshit the
then
media.
when you lock us in our houses for 3 months with nothing to do but watch the news,
Yeah.
that's going to incite
I mean,
hysteria. And
you were watching the news. I was watching Tiger King and Mad Men.
I watched that too. I watched
Okay.
Tiger King too.
So
And I kept up with the news because I wanted to see what was going on with the stimulus. Like, that's
oh
how I
yeah,
started
see
watching the news.
that didn't come until later. I think I when it was super, super bad, I didn't watch because I didn't want to see I didn't watch the news in Houston anyways because I didn't like the just negative tone of it all the time, you know. So I
Hmm.
just didn't watch. It was one
Yeah.
of those that was like, we're not gonna pay attention to that. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So
Hmm.
but I might save all of this COVID talk for later and cut it out for another
Okay.
episode. So things that I hate.
What do
I
you
don't have
hate?
I kind of don't have anything I hate. I think I just hate like the time in between Christmas break and just in Thanksgiving break. I'm not a fan of by the time I get my kids back on a schedule, they're gonna be off a schedule. It's such a fucking pain in the ass. I'm
Yeah.
wiped the fuck out from going back to like normal life and just knowing that I have 2 weeks until everything is fucked up again. So
I feel like as far as schools, I mean, I don't know how Derby is, but here they're essentially on like a year-round schedule. Like they have 2 weeks in the spring, 2 weeks in the fall,
mm,
2 weeks in the winter, and I'm just like, why don't you just do it like you do for college kids? Give them a month off, like from Thanksgiving all the way to the end of the year, and that's their break, you know. And hey, how's
yeah,
the dog doing? You guys aren't ignoring the dog, are you? Have you made anything to
yes.
eat? Have you done you know, you make sure you do
Or
those dishes.
stop yelling, stop stomping on the ground, all of
Stop
that stuff.
fighting with your sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have
What
gotten
is
really
that
good at
smell?
everybody gets to go to like somebody, okay, you're fighting over the TV in the living room. One of y'all go watch TV downstairs. You know, we have a
Mm-hmm.
basement living room, or one of y'all, like right now, like Whitney's in the basement, Micah's in my room, Kevin is in the living room, Rylan is in her own room with her own TV. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the same. It's like, okay, make sure the gate to the basement is closed because the dog, if they don't let him out, he goes and he pisses and shits downstairs. You know, make
Mm-hmm.
sure, just especially the year that we've had with the dog and the cats, like make sure the dog is not killing
Yeah.
anybody, anything like that. I just hate
Mm-hmm.
the up and here, like they get out on the Wednesday, off the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for Thanksgiving. They go to school Monday and Tuesday. Makes no fucking sense. They have like 2
Yeah.
days off in October. They get like 1 or 2 days off in September, but then they're off from the week before Memorial Day till like the second week of August. They get the whole summer off.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
Oh
you, I mean,
wow.
yeah, yours is much, much shorter. So yeah, I'm just,
Yeah.
I hate like the unsettled, just having to constantly get back into everything. It's just, it's so fucking annoying. So that's what I
Yeah,
hate
it
this week.
is.
Do you
Valid.
hear that
Very
the Derby
valid.
Karens are bitching about?
What are the Derby Karens bitching about? I know they got
So,
something good. Tell you what, as you
um,
take a sip on your Karen Stanley.
yeah, my Karen Stanley. So we have like a golf course that is over, it's built by the country club. The houses there are like $500,000 houses. They're very, very nice houses. Obviously, they have an HOA. There's a city councilman who I'm friends with his wife, and she's like the nicest lady ever. So, other bitchy Karen, if you're listening to this is not me talking shit and using her for content. This is me just telling an applicable story. Her husband's a city councilman. He's also like a construction guy. He's also somebody I've known since like 8th grade. Super nice people. Well, they wanted to do like a silo barn by their pool, and he put
Mm-hmm.
in for like permits to build this metal silo bar for by their pool, and his permits were denied, and he did it anyway. And these people are so pissed about this fucking silo. They're so mad about it that even like the local paper did a story and basically like threw shade. And I'm like, it's not, if I lived on a golf course, I get you want your property values to but if it makes them happy, let them have their fucking silo. Let them have their silo. Yeah.
When my parents were, my dad and my stepmom, when they were looking at places in Glen Rose to live, there were houses where you were not allowed to have an RV, like a boat or an RV or a
Yeah.
trailer or something like that, where it was like you had to be
Made it visible.
enclosed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't have it visible. I'm just like, the fuck?
And
Yeah,
I
that's
have
it,
done
man.
property values, and I have tried to explain this, and I have had realtors tell me that I'm wrong because that's not so. When you buy your home and you get a mortgage, they're going to appraise your property, and they're going to value what your house like looks like on the outside and what the houses look like around you. People think that if your neighbor's got a boat sitting in their driveway, it's going to lower your property value. No, it's not. It's going to show you have a neighbor that they like to go do. If it's not a shitty boat, if it's not a shitty boat, let me caveat that.
Yeah.
Because there is like a house in town that they've their house, like it's on the outside of like our subdivision, but it's like, oh, it looks really, really, really bad. Like it fucks with my property value because it looks so shitty. But an RV sitting in your driveway is not going to lower your property value. It's going to show that that house is occupied. You don't have a lot of vacant properties, and it's not going to fuck with anything. I just think it's so stupid that you can't like. It's so like we can't have sheds that go above the fence line. We can't have above ground pools in our back. Like we can do the little like inflatable ones, but we can't have like a legit above ground pool. And on the other side of our pond, like our neighborhood stops, and there's a guy with like the fucking coolest like decked in above ground pool, and he's got that fucking water view for that goddamn lake that I pay for and his above ground pool, and I'm so mad about it. I'm jealous. I just want to move like one fucking house over, and then I'm not the subdivision anymore. But our HOA is not that bad. It's we have like a whole new HOA board this year, so we'll see how that goes.
This is like the land of the HOA. Like every neighborhood has an HOA, and they all have. And that's what's so crazy is because like it seems like everybody here has a fifth wheel or a boat or some kind of something, and it's a huge economy. Like fun equipment, like Sea-Doos and boats and RVs and all that kind of storage. They're all over the place. I'm man. I wish I could get in on that, because all you need is you need a cement like you need a
like
parking lot and covered, and you know, if you really wanted to be fancy, you could put like hookups or whatever. But yeah, it's just like, and they're fucking everywhere because there's that like this is like there's so much building going on, and the lots are so small. They're like almost like zero lot houses. There's nowhere to park them anyway, unless you want to park them in the street. And then you've got boats and RVs on either side, and that turns your 2-lane street into like a 1 and maybe a quarter lane street. So yeah, it's just, but that's one thing that I just cannot stand about an HOA. Don't tell me when to mow my grass, and don't tell me I can't have a boat.
Yeah, like don't get mad at me if I go like a week and a half without mowing my grass because it's raining and it's 110 degrees.
Like, that's Leslie. She was the HOA president for a couple of years, and she was like the water Nazi. Like like if you watered on a day and it wasn't your day, God forbid it was her day to water, and you were watering and you weren't supposed to. We don't have that,
thankfully, but it's just one of those that it's like there's been times where it's like when it's 100 and something and you work all day. You don't want to mow your grass. You don't even want to mow your grass on the weekend. I want to go, you know what? Come at me when you can keep the fucking pool from turning green, and I'll mow my grass on the regular.
You know what I would do is like, oh, you want me to mow my grass? I would put that setting all the way on the shortest setting, and I would mow it all the way down to the dirt. And be like, how do you like it now, Karen?
No, because then it would be you need to reseed your grass, and that's so expensive.
It's always fucking something.
It's always something. You always have to have grass.
God, HOAs are worse than my goddamn mother. You're never happy with anything, are you?
Yeah, like I want to pull our hot tub out and build like a covered part of our deck where our hot tub is, and I was like, God, I'm gonna have to submit plans to put like an awning, and all I'm really gonna go do is get one of those fucking like nylon ones from Lowe's or whatever that's like
a pop-up, like a little pop-up.
We did leave our pop-up outside for a while, and we did get a letter when we lived in Houston. We left our pop-up on our back porch because we had one of those like inflatable pools, and we got, because the way of the nosy bitch that was on the HOA, she kept looking in our yard, and we got letters because we were not allowed to have our above ground pool on our pop-up canopy. I was like, you let me have my fucking blue shit and suck my dick. I don't even care. I'm out here fucking trying to get away from these roaches. Leave me alone.
God, I would love to hear you say that to an HOA in the middle of an HOA meeting. Like, you let me have my blue shit and suck my dick.
I am a big proponent of telling people to suck my dick when I don't have one. It's metaphorical. It's a metaphorical dick, guys. Just deal with it.
It's like that. It's like that part in like Christmas Vacation where Clark is telling everyone, it's just like, happy Merry Christmas, kiss my ass, kiss his ass, kiss your ass, happy Hanukkah.
Do you have a dumbass of the week?
Dumbass of the week. I mean, I guess if I had to pick one, it would be George Santos again, because that
Oh
bitch
my
got
God, a
expelled from
three-peat.
Congress.
A fucking three-peat.
He got, you know what?
Jeez.
He just became my new best friend. No offense, but because that shady bitch is writing a book. He
Oh,
is
yeah.
spilling all the
Oh,
tea.
he's already got one. He's roiled up, where he's probably got the royal writers.
He's already got himself on. You remember when Ron DeSantis did, like, what is it? It's like, it's that X thing where, like, it's like videos, but like they can do live streams on it. It's like the Twitter's version of like a live stream. He has already got a pay-per-view scheduled interview with, I forget the name of, it's some no-name reporter, which I'm sure she's using this for clout, but I'm actually here for it, because I'm just like, I can't wait to let that shady bitch tell me everything that I already know about every single person of Congress.
But do you think they sign like a loose NDA when they get elected? I think they probably sign like an NDA of some sort.
I don't know, because they always write books.
Yeah, but you haven't seen anybody come out with like some fucking like jaw-dropping shit. Really. If you think about it. Even people that have worked in the White House, like even during the Clinton era. And Clinton was doing some crazy shit.
I don't know. Did you read the Starr Report? The Starr Report was almost pornography.
But it was at the time, like, that's the whole thing, is that was not people that worked for him. That was unnamed sources, not people that worked in the building. Because even Monica probably could have said more than she said and did not.
Do Congress sign NDA? And non-disclosure agreements are rare in government. I'm not going to put my glasses on. I'm going to delve into this, because
I'm going to add that to our
I'm going to delve into this and find out, can they spill the tea, or do they have to keep their mouth shut?
Like state secrets, basically.
Because well, but like Madison Cawthorn, maybe it's not that they can't, but that it's like frowned upon, because I don't know if you remember Madison Cawthorn.
No.
Well, of course it does.
Yeah.
Well, so Madison Cawthorn, he was the congressman he was in the wheelchair. He was a single term congressman, and he was the one that like outed it. He said that he got invited to like a cocaine orgy, and as soon as that came out, his career was fucking over.
Oh yeah.
Well, George Santos has already been ousted from Congress, so what else does he have to lose? I'm sure that's what he's thinking.
I hope for you. Like that's my goal for you. Is I want you to get what you want. What baby wants.
I would love it. Yay.
Self-care reminder. What's your self-care?
I haven't been caring. I just don't care.
Been caring.
I just don't care.
Okay. Take it off.
But I fed my feelings this weekend. I did, because I was working so much and Eric was working. And so like, I DoorDash, I didn't cook, I ate whatever the hell I wanted. I ate too much, to the point where I was like throwing up a little bit when I burped, I overate. I did.
Me today. Are you me today with your, okay. Yeah. Cause that's why my burps are so like thick and chunky, is cause I overate today. But I told Riley, I'll tell you the same thing. It's one day. It's just one weekend, like cause I've been very much on this like health kick, working out, blah, blah, blah. I took almost the whole month of like November off.
Really?
And this week was like, I'm going to get back to it, and I'm going to go to the gym. And I even went to the gym on fucking Sunday when it was snowing and shit. And Saturday. I was going to go today, and I was like, you know what? Like, we're not going to fuck up that good feeling of that fucking breakfast of champions. Like, who's going to go? I definitely am not going to go to the gym in a sauna after I ate half a can of fucking, and it was not a small can. It was like bigger cans of frosting.
Oh, it's because your husband loves you.
I know he does.
Must have been on sale.
Sucker. Yeah. I don't know. I think we got probably. Maybe he had a coupon or something. But I did self-care last week, where I went to get my nails done when I finally finished those fucking decorations. So I got Christmas color.
Pretty.
I was gonna say I have Christmas fingers, but that kind of sounded dirty. So Yeah. But yeah, I finished
That sounds.
we finally finished our decoration. So if you guys go to the Derby City Hall Facebook, vote for picture 26. That's my house. If we get like the most votes on Facebook, it's like People's Choice or some shit like that. I don't know. We're like in second place, so go vote because I worked very, very hard. They did break last week and I had to fix them again because of the goddamn wind, but I'm hoping they don't break
Is
again.
is there like a parade of homes? Like, do people like? Is there a night where like people go out and look at all of like the different entries and stuff?
Well,
Because I
that's
was
what they
gonna say that.
do. They post them
Okay.
on the city's Facebook, and they post the address for every single one, and they kind of encourage everybody go drive because our picture that they took of our house does not do it justice. Like I post like a little video underneath,
Mhm.
and I posted like in all of the mom groups that I'm in, and I'm like, hey, if you don't live here, go vote for us because we have just put so much work into it, and um
Yeah.
like Saturday, last Saturday. Yeah, no. Anyway, like 2 weekends ago, we got like 8 inches of snow. And on Monday, they told us, you have to have all of your shit out by Wednesday. And Kevin was like, can you give us till Thursday? We had 8 inches of snow. And they were like, no, due to the number of houses we have to do it. And I was like, you motherfucker. So we literally
Like,
busted our
no,
ass.
this is the Midwest. We go to work when it snows. God damn it, this
Yeah.
ain't Texas.
Well, there's like a couple because there's a guy that he uses drones. I'll take a picture of his house and put it on our Instagram. He uses drones to put lights in his tree, and it's the
Oh
coolest
wow.
looking shit. It is so fucking cool looking. He did not enter because he didn't have time. We have another guy down the street that he kind of Christmas vacations at, and he like a fuck ton of inflatables. He did not enter because he didn't have time to put his stuff out. And I get you can't make
So
everybody
it
have it,
wasn't just you.
yeah, but they don't give everybody like if they gave us like a deadline of when we had to have everything out, that'd be different. If I had known I had to get everything out by or
Yeah.
November 29th, but I to find out on November 27th that everything had to be done by November 29th, and we had it mounted them, like we had to polyurethane them so that way they didn't like they don't mold and stuff. And then like a
Hmm.
cup like it rained and was windy on Thursday. Thank God the day after they took the picture and they all fucking fell. So I spent my Friday fixing them. And I can tell like there's a couple more that I do need to fix and but yeah. And I'll post
Yeah, it
a
definitely
picture of
doesn't
our
sound like
house.
they were very organized, like, or at least like
No.
very like had a schedule because that's like literally right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So I mean,
And yeah, and I get, people complaining about discounting Thanksgiving and not giving Thanksgiving its time. But I do think that the people that participate in this contest would have appreciated that heads up. Because if you give me a
yeah,
deadline, I'm going to meet the deadline because I decorate, or, those people, then that gives them Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday instead of Monday, Tuesday, you know?
yeah, and I mean, the core of it, I would imagine, is so that it encourages people to decorate their houses so that it will, impart that Christmas spirit that people
Yeah.
like me have like spend their lives trying to avoid. And it feels like you give them a little bit extra time
Yeah.
given the fact that we had a major holiday and
And
also we
snow.
had 8 inches of snow.
Yeah.
Give us a couple extra days so that more
Yeah.
people can get their shit out and more people can enjoy it.
Exactly.
It's just,
Because
yeah, it
they
sounds
did
like
a
somebody just
Halloween
decided,
one.
no, this is when it's
I
happening.
had to do it. And they did a Halloween one for the first time. This is like the third or fourth year of the Christmas one. So you would think they'd have their shit together a little bit. They did do a Halloween one, and I don't think very many people participated because that's the whole thing is they just want people to go out and like enjoy the community. That's really the whole thing behind it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll post the video of our house on Instagram that I took. I'll take a picture of the drone tree, put it on Instagram so you can see it. And then you can see what I have in front of my house. I'm not going to give you my address, but if you go to the city that I live in, if you're a listener, their Facebook page, then you can vote for us. I'm not going to just blab all my shit and have people, our 7 fans showing up all crazy style.
We can't handle that.
No, I can only kung fu kick so many people one time. So, but that wraps us up for the week. Where can we find you on social media?
Woo-hoo. I am OG Mary Mother 420 on TikTok. Go follow me because when we get 1,000 followers, when I
We're
get
doing
1,000
this
followers,
fucking
we'll go
live.
live.
Whoop,
Yes, I'm
whoop.
getting there. I've got like 603, 604, something
Look
like
at
that.
you.
I
I'm just
know.
trying to get to 4,000 at this point. I've been stuck at 3,800 for like 2 months.
Suck my dick, ho.
No, because you're doing much better than me because I have been stuck and you have jumped up like 200 and something in like a little bit of time.
I
So
have. I haven't posted
congratulations.
like really any. I haven't really made anything that's like put any effort into, but I've been busy.
Yeah.
I am Mary Mother 420 on Instagram and Mean Mommy Life on YouTube.
And we are Manifested Drama on YouTube. We are Manifested Drama podcast on Instagram. I am Miss Carter 820 on Instagram and Mama_Missy82 on TikTok. I had to think about it for a minute. I didn't know what my TikTok was.
Which one
Go
is
follow
it?
us, like and subscribe. If you guys like our videos, you guys like our podcasts or recordings, like and subscribe because it really helps us. And then maybe we can get Amy where she's only working one job instead of two. Technically
God, that would
two,
be nice.
2.5 with this podcast. So
Yeah, because this is some work.
poise pads.
We need that and Simply Lemonade.
Simply Lemonade. Look at me. I'm gonna tag Simply Lemonade because they've got to have some kind of social media.
They
I'm
have
gonna
to. Oh
literally.
man, how damn! Oh, if I got a
Amy's
PR
getting married.
package from Simply
Yeah.
Lemonade, oh man,
Oh
I
shit.
would take a picture of me on the floor, just covered, just surrounded in Simply Lemonade cans.
I've got to make a TikTok because I got like a gifted collaboration to do on TikTok where they sent us like a glow in the dark like gun shooting game that I have to make a TikTok for. Fuck, I forgot.
You got
Oh.
PR?
No, I got like a gifted thing. I don't even know. It's like
My
not
friend
a very.
Lonnie got PR.
Did he? Good for
He
him.
got a PR package from Stir.
Oh
You know,
wow.
the water flavoring. They sent him every flavor, so he's been doing TikToks like trying each flavor. So
I
he's a
had
real life influencer now.
Crusties. Do you know what Crusties is? They sent me like a
Mm-hmm.
whole pack one time because I would post stuff on Twitter when Twitter was Twitter before it was X, and I never did anything with except eat them. So
Well,
yeah,
what the hell else are you supposed to do with them?
I did get a offer for like a collab for like some collagen moisturizer thing, but they wanted me to sign like a content creator agreement that basically was like if you don't like the product, you can't post it, you don't like the product, and if like something happens you to your face, you can't post it, you don't like the product. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
No.
But that's
Send me stuff that you know that I like, and then I'll
yeah,
post that I like it. I mean,
I'll pimp myself out, like, you know, open to pimping.
absolutely.
Well, that's our story of our lives, guys, and thanks for listening in this week.
And we're sticking to it. Good talking to you, friend.
Good talking to you. Have a good week.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.